Hey, what's up everyone? This is Snackbox. Hope you all are having a great day. Guys, in this video, we are going to talk about my last upload about the speculation of this leak of the Ninja Turtles collab. Is it real? Is it fake? It's still possible that it's real, and it's also possible that it's faked, AI, or whatever. So in this video, I'm going to react to some of you guys' comments. I got 96 comments on this video, and it's actually the most I ever got, I think. And yeah, thanks for watching my video and commenting on it. I really appreciate the engagement. And yeah, so there are really some good arguments, and I want to highlight a few of those and maybe answer them as well. So a lot of these comments were definitely that people are surprised about the Ninja Turtles not being in the Lizardman faction, so that was not throwing me off. Also, other people. Also, the comment section was very split between this is real, like people that think this is real, and people that think that's fake and AI. So, the first one I want to highlight is here the comment from Diosis, and this person says, "Don't these pics all look a bit like AI? And the wording on the skills seems a bit off, but I don't remember how they've done these descriptions previously." And this is actually a pretty good point. Now let's actually take a look at the skill description. So here you can actually see the skill description, and yeah, it's definitely a little bit weird because it says like it's calling the champion by a nickname like Mikey, right? Use Mikey's razor sharp wit. And there's also no parenthesis on some of the debuffs. So if we compare this to previous champ chase tabs, so you can go on Hell Hades Gaming, and there you can see all the champ chases we had so far. There's this Loki chase, and here we actually had the evade highlighted, by a green color. We don't have that on the Turtles one. Then on the Lemnisci chase, pretty much every buff and debuff was highlighted. So this is a very recent one, right? And then we also had the Wukong champ chase, which doesn't have any debuffs or buffs highlighted. It's just worded weirdly. So I can see the argument, right? I can see why you would think it's a little bit weird, but I also can see why you would think that it's not an argument for it being fake. So again, it could be both, right? Another thing is on the Michelangelo chase, we have 4 pieces of Savage and then 2 pieces of Perception, which kind of makes sense to me because it doesn't make sense to get 6 pieces of Savage because you only need 4, right? Theoretically, it fits his kit with a Savage set to deal more damage and then a 2-piece Perception set to get more accuracy. So in general, like for me, it makes sense. But we didn't see this previously on other Champ Chase events. So here on Wukong, we had 6 pieces of Perception. On the Lemnisci Chase, the most recent one, we had 6 pieces of Savage. And then on the Loki Chase, we had 6 pieces of Perception again. But, I don't know, you could make an argument that 4 pieces of Savage and 2 pieces of Perception would fit Lemnisci's kit as well. But yeah, we like, again, could be an argument for it to be fake, but it could also make sense. So yeah, as I said, a lot of people were confused about lizards as well. Like they say turtles aren't lizards. Wouldn't they be skinwalkers? And yeah, so my reply to that was that they are reptiles, and reptiles are actually pretty close to lizards, right? So that might be the most logical one because, we have dragons in the Lizardman faction, and those are also not lizards, really. Like, they don't exist, right? And we also have a frog in there, which is also not a lizard. I know why people are saying it, but I don't think it would make more sense to put them in the skinwalkers, right? So This person here says we have Aox, which is a part of Lizardman. Then we got this new champion, which is kind of a frog. So, right, we have this frog here, this new legendary. Then we have Aox as well, right? Also a frog type. We have Scatix, which also looks more like a frog than a lizard. So, yeah, there's a lot of room, I guess, to play around with for the Lizardman faction. I mean, if you would call it the reptile faction, it would sound a little bit weird. I think Lizardman just sounds better, and you know, the aesthetic of those champions, they do fit in those in this faction. And yeah, we have dragons, right? Like we have dragons in the Lizardman, and they are completely fictional, obviously, and they are not lizards, and also frogs. So yeah. Then again, another person, Jamie Knight, that says totally fake. These are obviously AI generated images. I mean, it was not that obvious for me, but maybe it is. I don't know. My reasoning for thinking this is because Raid doesn't use wording like that in skill descriptions. Look at any champion in game, they never use the champion's name in the skill descriptions, and they wouldn't put them all in different factions. Maybe they won't, right? Maybe this was on a test server. Maybe they won't put them all in different factions. Maybe that's gonna get changed. I don't know. And they never use the champion's name in the skill descriptions. Yeah, that might be a thing, but it would fit the Ninja Turtles, right? Also, the skill description on this Champ Chase tab doesn't have to be the one that's going to be in game, right? As you saw, they did the same thing with Wukong. Wukong's skill description is not the same in game as it was on the Champ Chase. Now, here's another comment I want to highlight. Talk 400, I guess. Every faction has a unique background. If Raid made those picks, they would have their faction specific background like Shredder does in the pick, and not some new background. And that is actually not necessarily true. So we do have a few champions that have a unique background. I don't know if He-Man actually does. No, he doesn't. But who was it? So we have from the Barbarians definitely Yakar. Like he has a unique background, right? Then we have Thor, right? The Asgard champions. They all have a unique background. With the faction, it's not the faction background, it's the Asgard background, basically. And all the Asgard champions, the Asgardians, they have a unique background in the Barbarians faction. So it does make sense that the Turtles have the same background as you saw with the Asgardians. They all have the same one. And then Shredder has the Shadowkin background, right? So yeah, it like, again, it's not really proving that it's fake, but it's also not proving that it's real. David Lawyer says, if this is real, which I doubt, looks totally AI, but if it's true, it wouldn't be now. We're just finishing a free login champ event, maybe a few months. If a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle collab happens, I'll believe it when Plarium or real content creators, I guess, talk about it. I mean, yeah, valid point, but like, they have been pumping out events after events after events. There was never a huge break. It's been a while now since the last collab, right? The last campaign, and I don't know. I don't see it that way. But I agree with the last part. You can only be 100% sure that this is real when Plarium says it or the official content creators are, giving us info about it. But at the same time, apparently, where these leaks are coming from is an official content creator. So maybe somebody faked it with his picture or something, but considering the fact that it came from an official content creator, it might be, an argument for it to be real, unless it's the best AI I've ever seen. And then also a lot of people said it's fake, but didn't really say why they think it's fake. So I'm not gonna, answer to those people. And this guy said this makes zero sense for one reason. Shadowkin embodies the Ninja Turtles. They fighting the shadows and are ninjas. And I can actually totally agree with that. I don't see a point to put them in the Barbarians faction or Bannerlords. That's super weird. And that was also one thing that really threw me off. So yeah, that's a valid point. And then we also have this comment right here from Vitor Battistella. He is famous to leak intentional stuff in Marvel Strike Force, and I don't think he's talking about me. He's talking about this content creator where the leaks are from, apparently. So yeah, another indicator for it to be real. And then here, this comment right here is also pretty interesting from Samurai. Had to comment again. This is probably fake. Had my hopes up. And then somebody answered, replied to it, Joa Cabrita, hope I'm saying it right, more probable to be true than fake. AI doesn't generate copyrighted content unless you have your own learning model, which is also a pretty interesting point. Right, there's a copyright on the Ninja Turtles for sure, so you can't just tell your AI to use copyrighted, content. And yeah, so pretty interesting, guys. A lot of opinions, a lot of good points. I think I went over pretty much the most important ones, and now, we just gotta wait, I guess. Wait what Raid is gonna tell us. Is this fake or real? I'm still leaning more towards that it's real, but I'm not excluding the possibility that it could be fake. And I also said that in my last video, I'm not 100% sure that it's real, and I'm gonna stay right there, right? Because I really don't know. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, please leave a like. It really goes a long way. Also, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more Raid content. And the YouTube algorithm is going to suggest you a video right here that you might like. And yeah, see you in the next one.